Back on Sports 225, talking high school hoops with Joe Spencer, the coach at University High. Do you pay much attention to the other four divisions? Well, there's actually a bazillion divisions if you count those CBs and all that.
Yeah,
but,
7 total, yeah.
Yeah, but and luckily only 7 because you haven't gone public-private yet in
It's true.
high school basketball. Although that's a whole story that's brewing. I keep hearing every week. I keep hearing more and more from people. That public-private thing, it's not over yet. It's going to get worse. I'm not going to put you into that cauldron. How's that? Thank me later. Yeah, good.
Sounds good.
You pay attention though, like to 5A, 4A, 2A, 1A. You must pay attention to 2A, especially haven't been there. For
Yeah,
so
I haven't
long.
been in 2A, and then coached in Class B a little bit. When I was at Live Oak, we were 4A, so I do kind of keep track of all the classifications.
Anybody impressing you? Anybody whose names you want to throw out there? You know.
Well, to me, I mean, Scotlandville, until they're knocked off.
Yeah.
He's got a different type of team, but they're still really talented. St. Michael's had a great year in 4A. St. Michael, Tara, and Plaquemine, so I'm interested to see how they do in the playoffs. But also back to 5A, I mean, you got EA. You get some really good teams locally. McKinley and Catholic are going to play it off. You got EA and Central going to play each other in the first round. Sometimes you don't like to see that, but it'll be interesting. And in our class, our district in 3A is tough. Port Allen, West Feliciana, Parkview, and us, we're all there all year. So it'll be interesting how those playoffs go.
Good chance that the state championship could come from your district.
I hope so. There's other teams like Richwood, John Curtis doesn't go away in any sport. Bossier's really good. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
All right, let's talk about your team. And the U-High Cubs are intriguing because you've got a young point guard who's the son of Johnny Jones, the LSU basketball coach, of course, played at DeRidder and at LSU. Wayne Sims' son, Wade, right, who is a pretty dynamic player. And as I said to Wayne Sims at one of the games I saw them play this year, Wayne, you never shot like that. Never dunked. Actually, that's not
did
true.
shoot,
Wayne
yeah.
was actually for a big man. He's probably 6'7", 6'8", maybe even taller. He could step out and shoot a long distance shot, but he could not get up like his son can. And he's a sophomore, right?
He's a sophomore.
And then you got another really, really big time sophomore.
Skylar Mays, the
Yeah.
point guard, is a sophomore, about 6'2" now, continues to grow, very talented. And of course, John Jones is Johnny's son. He's a freshman. But Wade Sims is a 6'6" sophomore. We got DJ White, 6'5" sophomore. Maxwell Starwood's a 6'7" junior. And then we had one other sophomore this year. He's also in that talented sophomore class, Jalen Johnson, 6'6", can shoot it. Really good ball player. Hurt his knee earlier in the year, so he hadn't played this year. But we've got a young, talented team. They're fun to coach.
I'll bet. You don't get a red shirt, though, in high school.
We do not. We do not. I'm just glad he was a sophomore.
Yeah. What's the emphasis in practice with a team like that?
To be honest, defense. Playing defense and rebounding, because if you want to dunk or an alley-oop or any kind of play, we can do it on offense. But the focus for us has been defense and rebounding, and you would think, you got all this size, coach, you can rebound. But, it's the desire to do it and to carry it out and to play defense. I heard you talking yesterday on the radio about a desire. Defense, it's a desire to play defense. So we're getting better at it, but they're young. But we're coming along.
He was making reference to my weekly appearance on Matt Moscona's show, where I talked about the LSU basketball team, and everybody came out of that Kentucky game going, "Oh, how nice, good. They played so hard, poor babies, they almost." And I'm just the opposite. Where the hell you been? How come you can't play like that all the time? And there are probably people who said, "Oh, that's tough," but that's really how I thought. It makes me crazy when you're a college athlete. You get one chance in life to play college sports. It's when you're in college. And I know there's a lot of other things going on. The season has ebbs and flows. You have studying to do. You have travel. You have health issues. But geez, those 28, 30, 32 games should be just such a big deal. You should just want to get after it like a crazy animal every game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been real happy with the direction of the program, and I think they've done a great job. Yeah, but it's been tough. I mean, some of those road games have been tough, but I'm excited. And like you were saying, there's still a chance. They could have beat Kentucky, it could be Florida. Yeah. And my thing is, at North Texas, every time they made the tournament, it wasn't an at-large bid. They had to win the tournament.
That's true.
So I want to see what they do in the tournament on a neutral floor, like you were saying.
Yeah, Johnny Jones, when he was a coach at North Texas, he never won this. It was a Sun Belt, but they won the tournament, went to the NCAA. He had some tough draws too in the NCAA tournament when he was there. We just went full circle there. Anyway. Okay, so back to your kids. Has there been a different kind of challenge, coaching a group where they come from such basketball knowledge and basketball lineage? It's not like, I mean, those parents sitting up there, I mean, parents everywhere will drive you a little bit nuts, but you know that Johnny Jones, when he's watching your team, I mean, you know, he obviously knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's I wouldn't say it's been tough, but at times you kind of know everybody's watching and has an opinion.
Well, it's like I joked about how we talked about your team so much this year on this show. You know,
you know, and I think some people think, you know, we should go undefeated, but they don't understand that, you know, every team we're playing has seniors and juniors who want to win. Like we're just saying, there's only X amount of games in their career. And that was one thing this year we ran into in district. A lot of these teams were senior dominated or had upperclassmen throughout the starting lineup. And, you know, I think that gave them a little bit of an advantage. Not that anyone's going to feel sorry for us, but overall, you know, they let the coaching staff, they let us do our job and coach, and they're good supporters, basically.
Conversely, though, in practice and when you transfer things like in a game and in a timeout, they have to know what you're talking about. I mean, there has to be a basketball knowledge that's a little better, perhaps, than some teams.
Yeah, and that's probably something I've been spoiled with the last couple of years, because now we take some things for granted. And sometimes it hurts us because we take for granted they're going to know what to do in certain situations where we can't assume that, you know, they know exactly what's going to happen. Sometimes that hurts us a little bit. But, yeah, the basketball knowledge and how many games they play a year is staggering through AAU and everything else. I mean, they basically play year-round, you know, like pretty much every other kid nowadays playing a year-round sport. But these kids play a ton of basketball, and most of them have played together, which really helps us.
Well, I'm glad to finally get you on. I've known Joe since he moved to Baton Rouge, and
I really appreciate it.
And I hope you have a great playoff run. And when you and I leave for this commercial break, we're going to get out of these chairs, and Jordy Culotta and Hunt Palmer will be here. They'll talk prep basketball and hopefully not too much about U-High, but it's inevitable. Later on in the show, Jacques Doucet from WAFB will join me. I'm Lee Feinswag. He's Joe Spencer. Thanks for coming on. This is Sports 225.